If you watched the No Jumper show, then you know about 2 months ago, we had this very goofy fellow called Rich Trapper co-host one of the episodes. Now, this dude even got on No Jumper by coincidence. You see, we met on Clubhouse about 2 years ago, and, he wanted my number because, he didn't have Zelle to pay for promo because he don't have a bank account. He bank with Chime, right? So he wanted my number to Apple Pay me the promo money. I said, sure, buddy, you can do so. So after he Apple paid me for the promo, I put up the promo, he did his numbers. He began to text me like 100 different times, obsessively asking the Common Jumper to tell his story, asking to do this and this and this, telling me how big of a fan he is. Like, it was some real, Eminem stan activities, right? Like just how much he texted made me feel uncomfortable, all right? Then, after he seen I wasn't responding back via text, he would take it over to Instagram. Now, at some point, right, I threw him a bone, right? I said, all right, bro, I would react to one of your, interviews on No Jumper, right? And even in that encounter, bro, he was begging me to shout him out, begging me for him to come up and tell his story. So he was just a big fan of No Jumper, and being on No Jumper was like his life's mission, all right? So apparently he's friends with Brick Baby, and Brick Baby brought him to the office, sort of like show him around. He brought this fat girl with him who apparently, I would assume was only with him because, he told her, hey, babe, let's go to No Jumper. So he brought this big girl with him. He was in the office when I arrived that morning. And, when I seen him, bro, he had puppy dog eyes. He was sort of just wandering around the office, overstaying his welcome. Like, we all looking around like, bro, is bro going to leave? Like, why is he still here? This is weird. Right? But, his big, gleamy puppy dog eyes, man, convinced me to say, you know what, bro, I feel sorry for this guy, right? So Adam wasn't going to do the show. It was only going to be me, Brick Baby, and Lush One. So I said, Brick, you know what, bro? I'm going to do your friend a favor, bro. Yo, Adam, you're not doing the show, right? No, I bet. Listen, all right, yo, come on, Rich Trapper, right? You can be on the show, Rich Trapper. So he was on the show. He didn't really make much of an impact. He's very forgettable. He's not really talented, not a good talker. He wasted the opportunity that he's been begging for years now because the fans were roasting him. People thought he was super zesty. This guy got some sugar in his tank, Adam. Old man sounds like he got some sugar in his tank. Rich Trapper sounds too emotional. All right. Yo, who's the new 60-year-old smoker? Yo, people were roasting this dude. All right. Y'all don't know a powder head when you see one, right? Just calling him a powder head, calling him a smoker, saying he did cocaine before the interview, saying he's zesty. All right, so essentially he wasted his opportunity and, it was a big fail. Now, we thought we were doing a good thing by giving Brick Baby's Make-A-Wish friend Rich Trapper an opportunity to come on our platform, podcast with us, showcase yourself. Maybe people who find you talented will subscribe to your channel. But because he blew his opportunity and all the fans roasted him and nobody liked him, he was very angry walking away because he felt like, yo, this was my big break. I need to seize this moment. He tried to come back, but we said, bro, you're not really talented. Nobody likes you, bro. We don't want to have you. So because we've been rejecting him coming back, he's just been, now making hate videos, right? He gone from a fan to now he's a hater. He's making hate videos on me, on Adam, on people at No Jumper. He's now a certified No Jumper hater. But here's the thing. There are several No Jumper haters. We don't really respond or give these dudes any attention, especially Rich Trapper, because he's always been regarded as sort of like, the clown, the dude we all laugh at, who somehow has convinced himself we're laughing with him. Nobody respects him. He makes a mockery out of himself, right? He's just an utter clown. So we just thought like his hate videos were kind of funny, right? But where things stopped being funny is when he went from a clown to being exposed for being a monster. Now, I began to pay close attention once some of his other enemies who he's been going back and forth with, like a guy called Demon Time Exotic, once they began to reference a particular domestic violence case that they claim Rich Trapper, was involved in, I began to pay close attention. But Rich Trapper would deny it on one hand and say, oh, it's not me. The birthday is wrong. My name is spelled differently. And then on the other hand will say, Oh no, she's lying on me. I never did it. It's not true. So we never really know what the truth is. Is Rich Trapper this woman beating monster? Or, is Demon Time Exotic and other people lying on him with fake paperwork? I even brought it up on No Jumper once, right? To try to say, yo, Brick, like, did you know about this? People are online saying that Rich Trapper, got a domestic violence case. And when I asked Brick about it, Brick didn't know nothing about it. But Rich Trapper proceeded to go on his platform and say that he's going to sue me and No Jumper. He's going to sue us for saying he has a domestic violence case, or he ever had a domestic violence case.
By Flocky, it ain't no different. So by this nigga Flockiana spreading the same little bullshit lies, oh, he beats women, his paperwork and all that kind of shit, and doing that on the No Jumper stage versus him doing it on his own stage, why you pulling No Jumper into that bullshit, boy? Why you put your job on the line like that?
And he's talking about Adam 22 is going to have to pay because Flockiana decided to post fake paperwork or fake lies about me.
He said he was going to sue me and No Jumper and make Adam fire me and make me lose my job for spreading fake news about him having a domestic violence case or him ever having one. So I decided, okay, I can't take the word of those other people, so let me do my own research to find out, is this really fake? So I went directly to the courts and pulled the paperwork. The first document I pulled directly from the courts was this petition for a restraining order against Rich Trapper, aka Daryl Hill, from a woman called Aurea Sanders. Rich Trapper is a strategic liar. When it became very clear and evident that people were pulling these documents, and when I say these documents, I mean documents with a S multiple. When it became evident that people were pulling these documents directly from the courts, the lie of these are fake documents, they made it up in Microsoft Word, they edited themselves, that went out the window. Now the new excuse was, oh, check the birthday. That's not me. That's a different Daryl Hill. Or I'm not Daryl Hill, right? That's not how you spell my name. So I said, okay, let's first confirm how you spell Rich Trapper's name. The first step, though, we have to identify what is Rich Trapper's name. How do we find this information? Well, you can find this information because Rich Trapper is a rapper. And as a rapper, you have to list down your name when figuring out the credits for the composition and writer credits. So if you go to Rich Trapper's, any one of his Shazam, his Apple Music, you will see his music was composed by Daryl Hill with one R, and Daryl Hill is Rich Trapper. If you go to his Shazam and you just scroll up, this is Rich Trapper, one of his music videos, and you scroll down, it says composition and lyrics, Daryl Edward Hill. Now, Rich Trapper has been pulling the BS of, it's a different birthday, it's not me. There's multiple Daryl Hills out here. So I said, okay, he's gonna really make us catch him in 4K and really prove that the Daryl Hill on these cases is Rich Trapper. So how can we prove this, though? How can we prove that this is really him? The victim in this petition order is Aurea Sanders. Aurea still has some old pictures of her and Daryl, aka Rich Trapper, on her Facebook. So he's definitely the Daryl Hill in this case. So now that we can confirm we got the right Daryl Hill, let's see exactly what Aurea Sanders is accusing Rich Trapper of doing. R is respondent, which is Daryl, and P is petitioner, which is Aurea. Now the paperwork says Daryl has hit Aurea multiple times throughout their relationship. About a year ago, Daryl choked Aurea to the point at which she passed out and lost consciousness. Daryl has also repeatedly threatened to come to Aurea's home and work. On Sunday, March 10th, Daryl called Aurea and began to threaten her again, stating, "Whatever guy you're with, I'm going to take a gun and stick it down his throat and make sure he dies." So on top of hitting women, he's also very tender dick. Like, he's a simp. But it continues, and this just goes to show that his impulsive nature we see on YouTube, he's the same in person. He's just as impulsive and abusive. So Aria was at home with her and Daryl's child as he was sick. Daryl called Aria to let her know that he was upset that she took their child out of school. Daryl demanded that he come pick up their child, but Aria refused due to an incident that took place this past Monday. In response, Daryl threatened Aria by saying, "I'm going to effing kill you if you don't let me see my son. I'm going to kill you." On Monday, March 11th, Daryl called Aria while he was taking her son and Aria's other two children to school. Daryl called Aria and began to yell to the point at which the children in the car could hear. Daryl threatened Aria by saying, "Twins, you're never going to see your stepmom again because she was laying up with another man. If you pick up your son, I'm going to beat your ass in front of the school." Later that day, Daryl kept calling Aria about their child's school and then threatened to beat up Aria's daddy, her father. You have to be an especially sick and disgusting man to not only hit your baby mama, right? Not only beating her up in private, choking her until she's unconscious, but to threaten violence against the mother of your child in front of your other kids. That's disgusting. That's gross. He's an abuser and he shouldn't be here. Now, why I'm so confident saying that he's an abuser is not just because of her word, his history. You see, Aria isn't the first person Daryl has been accused of putting his hands on, right? See, Daryl is a serial woman beater. In 2012, he confessed, admitted, said, "Yes, sir, I did it," aka pled guilty to hitting another spouse. He was convicted of inflicting corporal injury upon a spouse. Corporal injury can range from a misdemeanor, bruise, or minor injury, or a felony, meaning you cause some serious injury, including broken bones, lacerations, internal trauma. He was charged with a felony, meaning he did some serious damage to whoever that woman was he was dealing with. But it doesn't stop there. This man is a menace. He's beating up women all across state line. That case you just seen was in California. He also moved to Atlanta and was beating up women in Atlanta as well. In 2018, after moving to Atlanta, he was found guilty of whooping and beating on a new girl he met in Atlanta in 2018. But it doesn't stop here, unfortunately. This case in particular in 2011 doesn't specify exactly that it was domestic violence or regarding a girlfriend. However, the penal code tells the story that we need to know. So he was charged with 242, 242, and 602.5. Now, he pled guilty. And because he pled guilty and took fault, the prosecutors dismissed, the 602.5 and found him guilty on one account of the 242. 602.5 is aggravated trespassing. He forced his way into somebody's home while they were there. And 242, which he was found guilty of, by the way, all right, is hurting somebody, harming somebody, right? Assaulting them. If we just put it into that context, trespassing and forcing your way into somebody's home and then beating them up, one can very easily surmise that a female is probably involved in that case. I don't see Rich Trapper being somebody who's tough enough to force his way into another man's home and try to beat them up. It looks like we can't confirm it, but based on his track record and his history, is an easy assumption. He probably dealing with a girlfriend. She don't want him there. She kicks him out. She tells him to leave. He forces his way back in and beats her up. That's the easiest assumption. But nonetheless, though, man, the man's track record is alarming. But if you watch him on YouTube, this is he's impulsive. He's erratic. He's a madman. He's insane. He's abusive even online. Even in his online interactions, he's abusive. So I'm not shocked at all. But what I am shocked, though, is he will come online and try to expose other people for their dirt or for their domestic violence history or lack of, when he has this record of domestic violence, a long rap sheet of domestic violence. This is horrible and insane. You see, Rich Trapper also has an identity crisis, right? He comes on this app and he tries to play this role as a super rich, wealthy man who's better than all of us. And, he's wearing $250,000 on his neck. He got money. His kids are trust fund babies, and we're all brokies, according to Rich Trapper.
What that shit say? Rich Trapper, bro. Solid pieces. If you know, nigga, Fezzi made that motherfucker. My kids got trust funds. Oh, but you went and bought a chain. I'm saving for nigga. My kids got trust funds, nigga. My kids is worth more than any of you weird ass YouTube niggas right now at between 22 and 4 years old, nigga.
He's doing this thing that broke people do, which is he's using terminology that's usually associated with wealth and opulence, with not really knowing exactly what that means. Like, you saying your kids are trust fund babies means absolutely nothing. Right? You can start a trust fund with $100, buddy. Right? But I doubt his kids are trust fund babies, and you would find out shortly why I strongly doubt that.
Hold on. Stop playing with a nigga getting real chilly out here. The first time I seen a Rolls Royce was on Slauson, nigga. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing. The first time I seen a fucking a real life Bugatti was on Normandy, nigga. Stop playing. Let me take this rosary off. There we go. Boom. Rich nigga shit. Rich nigga shit. Stop playing.
He's screaming rich ninja-ish while flexing the fact that he saw somebody else's Rolls Royce and Bugatti in LA. That's like saying, first time I seen a plane was in Fargo, homie. Bro, I don't own a plane. It's not mine. I don't care. But that just goes to show like how disgustingly broke this man is, that he's flexing the fact that he's seen somebody else's wealth. But here's the thing, all right? I strongly doubt that Rich Trapper has money. Him screaming rich ninja-ish. Him saying his kids are trust fund babies. Saying how his kids got more money than any one of us. How we are broken beneath him. You see, you know what rich people don't do? Rich people don't beg for money when they're homeless. Like, you know why? Because they can just go ahead and get another place to stay. But apparently Rich Trapper, who got all this money, who is rich as hell, was begging the public to help his homeless find a home.
If you haven't thanked God today, here's a good reason to. Today I came home and my entire apartment had been burnt. Electrical fire due to a slumlord landlord. Everything is gone. So if you haven't taken a second to thank God today, maybe you should, because today me and my family came home to this.
Mr. Rich Trapper admitted that he had his family and kids in a slumlord building. Now, what is a slumlord, right? A slumlord is a person who rents out houses and apartments that are in poor areas and in poor condition, often charging high rent. Why do Rich Trapper have so much money to flex fake jewelry? Jewelry, right? Since it's quote unquote real, right? Why do he have so much money to flaunt jewelry? Why is he online claiming to be really rich, claiming that he just sent his mama $10,000 routinely, claiming his kids are trust fund babies and got more money than all of us? Why do he have his family in the projects, in the slums? But most importantly, why would Rich Trapper, a.k.a. Mr. Rich, a.k.a. I got money, a.k.a. I'm better than y'all, why would he need the help of the public to place his family into a new home when they went homeless? So Mr. Rich, a.k.a. Rich Trapper, a.k.a. Benjamin Trapper, who's apparently richer than all of us and his kids are trust fund babies, when his family had a fire and they were displaced, he came on Facebook to beg for some money, all right? So, the post says, my family recently suffered an apartment fire caused by an electrical fire in our neighbor's unit. My 3 kids lost the only home they've known since moving to Atlanta from LA. All their toys, clothes, books, beds, etc., etc. If you have it to give, please click the GoFundMe below. So when you click on the GoFundMe, though, you see a more in-depth story, all right? So, thanks to the hardworking people like myself, a.k.a. the Brokies, we were able to get Rich Trapper a new home with $10,280 donation, all right? So if you scroll down, you see Aria Sanders, who Rich Trapper brutally assaulted. All right. She says, "Hi, my name is Aria Sanders. Yesterday, April 20th, 2023, my apartment building caught on fire due to faulty electricity connected to the dryer. My fiance and I and our 3 children have been displaced due to this fire that was completely out of our control. We are having to live in a hotel until we find new permanent living situation while maintaining day-to-day life for the kids to school, sports, food, etc. Our clothes and furniture are ruined from smoke and water damage. We are having to start all over, and I'm reaching out because we need help. We need help to get back on our feet, as this was all unexpected. I appreciate any help and prayers are definitely needed as well." So, Mr. Rich, Mr. My kids are trust fund babies, y'all are brokies, he needed the help of the public to get back on his feet. Because when him and his family was homeless and didn't have nowhere to go and they was living from hotel to hotel to hotel, he didn't have the funds to simply get his family a new apartment. Now, that's a struggle that faced a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans live day to day, paycheck to paycheck. But a lot of Americans are not on YouTube flexing to be richer than all of us and flexing how broke we are and how they're much better than us. No. All right? So, no, you don't get to do that and still ask for a GoFundMe. No, you don't get to lie about how rich you are online when you are broke and living paycheck to paycheck, that you didn't even have enough saved up for an unexpected emergency, right? They'll probably cost about $4,500 to move your family into a new apartment in Atlanta. You didn't even have that. You didn't, because you was homeless from hotel to hotel, paying day to day. You didn't even have that. But apparently, we're the brokies and you're rich. Now, I feel like, though, the public needs to be aware of Rich Trapper's past. I feel like, somebody who hits women the way he does, something needs to be done about this. Something needs to be done about this. So I bought out the domain for his channel, Trap News Network, as well as the alternative spelling, Trap News Network, which is WORX, right? I bought out the domain, and I do plan on alerting the public, right? I want to alert the public of Daryl Hill, aka Rich Trapper's, passive hitting women. So, if you ever are free and busy, you can go to trapnewsnetwork.com or trapnewsworksnetworks.com, and you will see a PSA, right? Daryl Hill beats women, with a link to this video. Let's get this man off the streets, or at least, man, get him to not date any more women, bro. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? And if you're still watching this, man, click on this video somewhere on the screen to find out about the Adam 22 No Jumper cipher that might start a huge LA gang war. Click on this video here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.